Ian, thank you for joining us. And I understand that you and your team have a revised federal lawsuit complaint representing two boys in Loudoun County. Can you tell us the new details and a little bit of the background of the case?
Sure. Well, the case has been filed back in September. We filed our initial complaint. We represent two boys, two Christian boys. Earlier this year, Loudoun County Public Schools opened a Title IX investigation into our two clients and a third student, a Muslim student, really for statements made in a locker room asking why a girl was using the locker room. Shortly after they initiated this investigation, and after having a conversation with the Muslim student's mosque, they dismissed the charges against the Muslim student, which was absolutely correct to do. But one of the things they said in that dismissal was that the allegations, even if proven true, would not constitute a Title IX investigation or a Title IX finding. Well, it's the same allegations that were made against our current two clients, yet they found they violated Title IX, sexual harassment, for questioning why a girl was in the locker room. We initially brought this, as I said, in September. We filed a motion for a preliminary injunction, which paused the suspensions and the discipline pending this litigation. And then we amended the complaint this week, really getting into the flaws in the investigation, how the investigation has been portrayed and the findings have been portrayed, witness testimony misrepresented, witnesses not interviewed, evidence deleted, and also what we seem to have is conspiracy with an outside political action committee to really defame our clients and their parents in retaliation for them filing this lawsuit.
Heading into Tuesday, Governor Glenn Youngkin and AG Jason Miyares have been on the same page about referring school districts for Title IX investigations in Northern Virginia, and a lot of the conversation around revamping how we talk about public schools and parental involvement. Now, if the polls are correct, and it turns out that Abigail Spanberger is elected to the governor's mansion and AG Miyares, who now has a slight lead in the polls, is reelected, what do you think that says about what Virginians are saying about how to handle that conversation going forward?
Well, if that's the result, I'm not really sure, right? And we're going to see sort of an interesting dynamic play out in Virginia, where you have, in that scenario, a Democrat governor and a Republican attorney general with two very different views on the law and what Virginia can do and what the federal government can do. So I think it's going to be a very interesting dynamic. But look, no matter how this election goes, President Trump is in the White House for the next 3+ years, and the Department of Education has made clear that Title IX is based on biological sex. And as you know, we're gonna really learn what the Supreme Court thinks about that, most likely this June in the West Virginia versus BPJ case. So these issues are really going to get fleshed out, whether in our cases, and we have one against Fairfax County Public Schools as well in the Eastern District of Virginia, but also with the Supreme Court case that we anticipate a decision, if not by the end of June, certainly before June.
We only have about 30 seconds left, but can you remind viewers about the Fairfax County case?
Sure. In that case, we have a female student that wanted to use a female restroom. She was walking into a female restroom. A male entered. She asked the school. She said, "Look, I'm not comfortable with this." They told her she was the one that had to use the private restroom if she felt uncomfortable, not the male student. And the male student didn't identify as transgender. He just felt more comfortable in the female bathroom. So look, we believe that's a Title IX violation. We believe it's an equal protection issue, and we're confident in that case as well.
Things may get very interesting after Tuesday, Ian. We'll have to have you back on the show after we see the results on Tuesday and what Virginians are thinking. But until then, Ian Pryor.